Welcome to the LLM Playground Live thingy. Okay, so what's this is all about? So the first objective, first target. So our first target is to learn about Codex App and also learn about how tokens are being sent to and from OpenAI thanks to LLM Proxies. Okay, so so that I can make some, what's the name, PowerPoint, some slide presentation. Can make a slide presentation, PowerPoint, PPTX, whatever. Okay, so what's our starting point? I know how to use ChatGPT from OpenAI, and I have also used Google Gemini. So I have not used Claude Code. I have not used Codex App, and so on. So first of all, we need to, what about Codex? This is the first thing we need to figure out. So we have ChatGPT, that's what we are going to be using. And wait a second, have I put everything into here? Okay, so LLM Playground, and this should be okay, so LLM Playground. Why the hell I'm not seeing anything? I like how OpenAI works flawlessly. Now, okay. So LLM Playground. Please explain to me all of the products or technologies from OpenAI which are called Codex, so that I can understand them. So that we have Codex in an overview, which are called Codex. I just need 2 or 3 lines per product so that it does not, so that it's not too long, so that it does not, so that it is not so long. Let's see, because I know. Okay, so OpenAI Codex, GitHub Copilot, Codex CLI, Codex App, Codex. Okay, that's what I want. Let's write this down into here. Perfect. So Codex, because Codex So OpenAI is very bad naming stuff. You know what I mean? Um, let's learn together. Let's write on the chat. If you have any question, just ask and we will figure it out. So the problem about OpenAI is that they don't know what they do with their names. So we have this thing called Codex. So there's a model from 2021, which I thought that the OpenAI Codex model was more recent, but this is an AI model derived from GPT-3, trained to understand and generate code. Yeah, so that's a model, okay? This is OpenAI Codex is a model. GitHub Copilot powered by Codex. AI coding assistant. Okay, why not? So this is what we already know from the very start, that we had this thing, GitHub Copilot. This is the thing that Microsoft invented back in the day. So Codex CLI. So Codex CLI might be what it's Claude Code, which is CLI only. So Codex CLI model usage, a command line style agent that can read, modify, and run code in your local environment. So okay, look at that. This is an agent. I mean, sign and it's got in a simple text in it. Yeah, but this is not an agent. This is a tool. Okay, this is a tool. Because an agent is another thing. So Codex App. So we have OpenAI Codex, which is the model. We have GitHub Copilot. We also have, by the way, I'm going to remove this stuff. I don't like having these new pages around here. Codex CLI, which might be interesting. So we might be able to test Codex CLI and then Codex App. Codex App, it's a recent UI product, a user interface for interacting with coding agents, letting you prompt, review, and iterate on code tasks. Think of it as a more structured environment for AI-assisted development workflows. So, user interface. User interface. Okay, nice. And then there's the informal thing that its codex is to OpenAI's Code Focus AI compatibility in general. And we're going to ask this at another point regarding integrating Codex model onto BS Code. No, I just wanted the other one, the new one. Okay, so let's copy this thing. Damn it. And now I can remove this thing here, and so there's official ID extension inside of Visual Studio Code, which I have not used, by the way. So we could also test Visual Studio Code. You know what I mean? So, so what we want to be using, maybe it's the Codex app, because I haven't used it and I want to understand how to use it. So Codex app. So should we ask ChatGPT how to use it? Should we search? So what about searching for Codex app? Look at that, Codex app. Introducing the Codex app. So look at that, Codex app, and the other one is introducing Codex app. Hopefully I can change this thing into another. Look at that. They don't have. Here it is. Why is this on the very bottom? We do not know. English unit states. Introducing the Codex app. Nice. So try in your IDE. Oh, March 4th. So this is from 1 month ago. Okay, Codex app is now available on Windows. By the way, I do not know if this is available in Linux. We will have to check it out because we want to test this thing in Linux. We don't want to test this thing in somewhere in Mac OS or whatever. So March 4th, 2026 updates. The Codex app is now available on Windows. Okay, let me see. Today we're introducing the Codex app for Mac OS, a powerful new interface designed to effortlessly manage multiple agents at once, run work in parallel, and collaborate with agents over long-running tasks. That's not something that we want to be doing right now because we want to just check a normal conversation with the with the LLM and see what happens with the tokens that go and come back. But anyways, we're also excited to show more people what's now possible with Codex, which I guess it's the model. For a limited time, we're including Codex with ChatGPT Free and Go, and we're doubling the rate limits on Plus, Pro, Business, Enterprise, and Edu plans. Those higher limits apply everywhere you use Codex in the app, from the CLI, in your IDE, and in the cloud. The Codex app changes how software gets built and how and who can build it, from pairing with a single coding agent or targeted edits to supervising coordinated teams of agents across full life cycle of designing, building, shipping, and maintaining software. Okay, so basically the Codex app, it's around agents. So yeah. So maybe we can use an IDE, Visual Code with this or whatever. Or I don't know. Go beyond code generation with the skills. So we have these skills stuff. Okay. Implement design, generate image. Okay, so apparently these are some features that you have. So design, manage projects, deploy to the cloud, generate images, being able to open with OpenAI APIs, create documents, We have here a very big and long document, like a legate, automatations, personality, available and pricing, Codex App, Mac OS. What's next? Enterprises, this and that, Codex usage. Yeah. Okay, so try in your IDE. So this means that you have an extension in order to use codecs in your IDE. So we have Warp, JetBrains, Corson, and VS Code. Or you can search this for macOS from the macOS thing. So in theory, we should be able to find OpenAI GitHub page, and somewhere around here we should have the Codex app, isn't it? Look at that. Lightweight coding agent that runs in your terminal. That's not what we're looking for. Skills, Codex plugin CC, Codex action universal. Where is the Codex app source code? So maybe there's no Codex app source code. Maybe it's only the Codex CLI. Ha! Ha ha ha. So if I need to take a look at all of the repos, I'm going to be here all the night. So let's use ChatGPT to ask about this. So what about OpenAI Codex app? What about the source code? Is it available? Is it available at all? Under which license? No, the OpenAI Codex app itself is not open source, and its full source code is not publicly available under any open source license. That's what I thought, because I haven't found it. So the Codex app. Findings. Codex app has not its source code. Codex app source code is not public, hence it's not open source. Partial open source components. The app does include or reference some open source pieces, but only in limited scope. OpenAI mentioned open source system level sandboxing used internally. There's also an open repository for skills, but there's not the core app. So some building blocks are open, but the main application plus agent system is closed. Codex models and backend. The underlying OpenAI Codex models are also not open source. Yes, we know. Licensing models. Okay. So what about Codex CLI? So Codex CLI is in here. I don't need to. This one is pinned, I guess. I mean, not clean pinned, but Codex CLI is a coding agent from OpenAI that runs locally on your computer. If you want Codex in your code editor, this and that, install on your IDE. If you want the desktop app experience, run Codex app or visit the Codex app page. NPM. Oh my god. Why anyone would like to use JavaScript packages using Codex with your ChatGPT plan? Yeah. Okay, so what the hell are we going to do? Look at that, 0.122.0. That's a very big number. So, what are we going to do? So Codex CLI. Okay, let's take a look at Oyama. Just like that. Oyama. The easiest way to build with open models. Oyama launch OpenClaw. Configuring model and web tools. Start local escape with cloud. Docs pricing free. Is this thing open source? Wait a second. Is Oyama open source? Yes, the core Oyama CLI backend is open source, MIT. Some newer components, GUI app store, open source. If you're relying on their package desktop app, it's worth checking what parts are actually open. I hate all of this. So, are we going to use Visual Code maybe? Something else? Okay, let's play with this. I am looking for an open source app similar to Codex App from OpenAI, which should also be similar to VS Code plus Codex extension. I should be able to review divs and commits with their divs. It should also be able to do stuff in its own, similar to what Codex CLI and Cloud Code currently do. Please list some of the and tell me if they are compatible or not with Linux. New Linux. You're basically looking for an open source agentic coding environment that combines IDE-like experience, VS Code style, that's right, Git awareness, dips, commits, review, autonomous agent like Codex CLI, Cloud Code, preferably local model agnostic. Good news, this space exploded in 2025-2026. Bad news, there's still no perfect all-in-one, but several comes very close. Continue, which is a VS Code JetBrains extension. So it's an IDE extension closest to VS Code plus Codex. Works directly inside VS Code, supports any model, OpenAI, local via Olama, etc. Deep code base, context plus chat plus refactoring. Not fully adjuncted, less autonomous than Codex CLI. Git actions are manual, not full auto workflows. Verdict. Closest open source equivalent to VS Code plus Codex extension, but not a full autonomous agent. Aider. Terminal agent with Git integration. CLI agent. Okay. Directly edits files and auto commits changes. A strong Git integration. Easy diff plus review workflow. Works with multiple LLMs, including local. Limitation not GUI. Requires terminal workflow. There's no GUI. Okay. Open code. This one I know. Type terminal first plus desktop app beta. Let's admit. Yes. Cleave GUI. Why it fits. Supports more than 75 LLM providers. Has agent workflows to a desktop app closest to Codex App. GUI is still immature. Ecosystem is still evolving. Klein. What the hell is this? I wasn't aware about this one. Terminal agent, open source, no GUI. Okay, let's discard this one for now. Designed for multi-step autonomous workflows. Okay. Tabby. What the hell is this? Self-hosted code completion server. Okay. Goose. Blocks agent framework. Agent framework? Yeah, I don't want to build any agent. Built around MCP, Model Context Protocol, can integrate with GitHub Tools IDEs. Panes. Emerging code app-like workspace. Desktop plus a multi-agent workspace. MIT likely depends on build. Why it fits. Combines editor, demo, GIT agents in one UI. Work trees. Okay. Wait a minute, please. Okay, so I like this one. Panes. I hate I cannot copy this as you know. as Markdown directly instead of copy and paste and so on. So continue plus either combo real world setup. What the hell? This is what many advanced users actually do. Continue is an IDE plus chat plus refactoring. Either is autonomous edits and commits, optional local models or llama. This combo basically recreates VS Code, Codex extension, and Codex CLI. Quick comparison. Where's the pains? Desktop. Linux. What? Why Linux? Likely depends on build. Okay. Honest conclusion. If you want something closest to Codex App today, open source, open code, either continue. There is still no perfect open source equivalent. What about 3.3 code? So T3 chat, T3 code, open the experimental AI environment workflows around T3 stack. This and that. There's no 3.3 codes app. Yeah, let's take a look at pains and see what we. Okay, so this is bread in Spanish, so that's why we're getting this stuff. Pains. I guess this one. Pains window manufacturing. Oh. So look at that. This is a special page for LLMs so that they know that paints windows and doors, manufacture windows and doors in Chicagoland, Illinois state. Okay, let's close this. So, Cupertino paints. Cupertino paints. Wait a second. Create dynamic models, cards, paints for your application in few steps. Any framework and free. Are we sure that this is the paints AI that we are looking for? So these are the sources. Where the hell? What's paints URL? Hopefully we can find out. There are actually two different called things. What the hell? What's paint URL? You were referring to above URL. Good catch to ask. The Paints app I mentioned earlier is not a well-established or widely recognized open source project with a stable identity or official URL in the same way as tools. Okay. What? So maybe I can just change search in GitHub and I have Well, this is not it. Okay, so we are left again with open code, I guess, so that you know where the hell is the conversation. If you want something closest to Codex App today, open code. Let's go with open code. So pains was an hallucination. Damn it. Open code. Here we go. Open code, the open source AI coding agent, which apparently is from Anomaly CO. Okay, where the hell can we change the language? In here. Why wouldn't you put this on the top? So, new desktop app available in beta, Windows, Mac. No. Okay, nice. The open source AI calling agents. Free models included or connect any model from any provider, including Claude, GPT, Gemini, and more. This is the different ways how you can install this thing. Open code. So this is the clean thing, which is quite similar to what Cloud CLI does. Okay, so what is open code? Open code is an open source agent. Okay. So I'm seeing again and again this thing. So about here we go. So about agent meaning. So tools that assist on agentic workflows such as Cloud Code, Codex, CLI, open code, and so on, are, and even extensions are named agents. In addition to that, there is the agent concept. An agent would be an independent conversation with an AI that it's purposed, that has a given purpose, and usually that has a given purpose. It also represents a minion, agent, or person, AI-based person. Yeah, it also represents an AI simulated minion that does stuff for you regularly, ground based. in reply to hooks, and so on. Okay, so the agent concept, agent AI entity. I don't know how to call this thing, but this is so you have the tools and you have the agent AI entity, which it it so an agent represents an agent represents an AI simulation minion that does stuff for you. Dun, 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 dun. And in addition to that, so agent AI entity, which is the other meaning. An agent represents an AI simulated minion that does stuff for you. Regularly clone base in reply to hooks, in reply to chat conversations. It's usually implemented in an independent conversation with your LLM thanks to API calls. Okay, so that's what's an agent for me. You can call this agent API entity, and these are tools. So this is meaning number one, so I mean number two, and this is meaning number one. So right now meaning number two is the one that it's been used the most apparently, but for me the right meaning is number one, which is an agent entity. Agent as an AI entity, okay? So, how long have we been streaming? Let's put some time so that we can go to sleep, because otherwise yeah. So open code. So we want to use open code. Open code is an open source agent, this and that. GitHub component, model, and editor. You also have an open code IDE extension. Okay, GitHub stars, this and that. What is open code? How do I use it? Not necessarily. Yes. Open code supports subscription plans from all major providers. Can I only use open code in terminal? No, you have a desktop and a web. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell is this web thing? Download and web. So we have the open code terminal, which is this thing. We have the open code desktop, beta, rear install. So this is for Mac OS. And we have some dev packages for Debian, open code extensions and open code integrations. So this is probably something that you want to use with GitHub. Okay, so using open code in your browser. Open code can run as a web application in your browser, providing the same powerful AI coding experience without needing a terminal. Oh, look at that. This is interesting. Getting started. Open code web, this and that, random. If open code server password is not set, the server will be unsecured. This is fine for local use, but should be set for network access. Windows users run OpenCode web from WSL rather than PowerShell. Okay. I'm not sure if I want to do this. Docs. Let's take a look at the IDE. No. There's no desktop documentation. So we have Go. OpenCode Go, $5 for your first month. Okay, I see. TWI. Terminal user interface, CLI, web. Yeah, so apparently... What about this? OpenCode Desktop Linux AMD 64.dev. Should I trust this thing? Should it install? Let's go ahead. Packages. It's interesting because there's no version whatsoever, so that's very strange. Okay, so maybe we can take a look at the package. Which version is this? 1.14.20. Okay, look at that. Why wouldn't you put the version here so that I know what I'm installing? Okay, let's try to install this thing from here. Let's see what happens. Wait, I need to update this thing. By the way, this is Ubuntu 20. Is this going to work as expected? I'm not sure about that. Apparently, this might work. So yeah, let's install OpenCode and the live nodes episode number 1. So episode number 1, so episode 1. So this is what it is. So what about Codex? Episode 1. What about Codex? We dive onto Codex App and similar tools that are open source. Okay. Till finding out. open code, which I already knew about. So again, here we go, open code. So okay, so I have open this thing, open code. Oh my god, this is quite, I mean, it's not funny. I don't like the logo, but you know, I'm trying to put the logo onto my taskbar. What? What's going on here? Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but I cannot. I don't seem to be able to. Wait, maybe I'm supposed to be using. Now, finally, I've been able to do this thing properly. 1 second, please, so that I can move this thing to the right. Oh, I see what's going on. So now I'm going to open to open code thing. Let's see what happens. For now, it doesn't open. Why? We don't know. So open code. After installing open code desktop beta, it does not open. Let's open it from the CLI. Assuming this can be opened from the CLI, which I am not sure, if you ask me. Open code CLI. Wait a second. Open up. I have installed this one. Yeah. Open code dash desktop. Huh. Let's take a look at the package. Not like this. Let's open the package so that I can take a look at what the hell does this installs. How are you supposed to be open code? I see. Let me see if anything it's open. No. Okay, so we're going to try to open code and see what happens from the CLI. And oh, look at that. glibc 239 not found. So let's open, ChatGPT. I'm trying to run Open Code Desktop Beta in Ubuntu 2022, but it does not even start with this error. What do you suggest me? So then we have to do the backup and so on. Your system ships with glib 231. Let's assume this is right. This is true. Open code to be built against glib 239. glibc is not backward compatible. Older systems cannot run. Use a newer base system. Yeah, 24.04 or maybe 26.04. It's too soon for that. Run in a container, very practical. If you want to keep Ubuntu 20.04, use a newer user space and style in DistroBox. DistroBox, enter OpenCode, then install run OpenCode inside it. Option B, Docker. You then install dependencies plus run the app inside. Check if there's a Flatpak app image version. Yeah. Not recommended. Manual glibc upgrade. Sometimes you could use Nix. DistroBox. Wasn't aware of DistroBox. So yeah, Brio install. So probably need to upgrade to Ubuntu, which is due, or Debian 13, or or using DistroBox or similar. Okay, so if I upgrade to Ubuntu 22, I won't do it in the stream. Or Debian 13. Let's ask in any case. So compare in a table glibc versions for Ubuntu 2023, Ubuntu 2023. Wait, Ubuntu. I think I have Ubuntu 22. Ubuntu 22 and Debian 13. Let me see. Oh, look at that. Testing features table. Yeah, Debian 13 has already been released, so it's not what it says that glibc. So we go in glibc and we search for is it Trixie? Yeah, Trixie. 241. And what the hell does this thing needs? 239. So 241 should be fine, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so that's what we have figured out. If you want to run the latest stuff, you either need a Docker so that you can put everything to there, and then you start the thing from there. You need an ape image. You might need to build it from source code, but we're not going to do that. And yeah. So we will need to think about upgrading our OS to Debian 13 a bit. So that's going to be all for today. So thank you very much for watching. Bye.